Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. As you know, coming to you raw and uncut. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. All right, Saturday night main event. Well, I mean, it was okay. I mean, the matches weren't too bad. I mean, none of the matches were too bad. I mean, just the storylines leading up to the matches and stuff. And what do you know on a show like this? And guess what? No Paul Levesque, no Triple H at the show. I believe he was at the World Series, and he's not at the show that is on television. And I mean, it's crazy, you know. I mean, all right. I'm not gonna get into a rant or anything about it. I mean, I could, and I always say when I start this channel, I'm gonna try to give the best of my opinion as far as this, everything is going on. But man, this year so far has been some terrible, terrible wrestling. I mean, as far as, storylines and matches being put together and stuff like that. It's always been the same matches. It's just everything is just so predictable and stuff. And even tonight on Saturday Night Main Event, this show was so predictable and stuff. I mean, it's just crazy. All right, so let's get into it match by match. All right, we have Cody Rhodes going against Drew McIntyre. Now, this match started out real slow. I mean, it was so slow. I was like actually going to sleep, drifting on and off in between it. You know, um, and then Drew calling himself, the real American dream is, like that. And I mean, it's crazy. I mean, the match was, I mean, it was boring at the beginning, but it started kind of picking up. It was, a little bit back and forth and stuff. And then, as predicted, Cody Rhodes wins with the crossroads and stuff. I mean, ooh, yeah. And then we get the women's world title. Now, this one was what I thought it was going to be. Even though Tiffany came out Friday night, calling Jade out and stuff and wanting to get things going, Friday night. But we all know that Nick Aldis came out and he stopped all that and said that there was not going to be anything because Tiffany was already injured. You know, um, when Jade turned that switch on and stuff in her, and injured Tiffany's knee. But we know I don't know if there was a kayfabe or anything like that, but I'm kind of glad that Jade did finally win the title. I mean, she trashed Tiffany in this match. It was more of a squash match than anything. Tiffany got a few things in and stuff, but other than that, it was Jade, on the prowl. And I hope they do Jade some justice as far as her being a heel and winning the title. I don't think there's going to be any change for a while. I mean, I know we got quite a few months before WrestleMania, and I think when Bianca Belair comes back, I think Bianca and Jade will be fighting at WrestleMania, for this title, for the women's world title. I see that happening, and it should be good, and I look forward to it. And if Triple H does it right and put the story to it, and we could have a phenomenal match between the two. I mean, you remember when Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, had their match at WrestleMania. I think it was WrestleMania, maybe what 38, 36, somewhere around there. But and that was a real good one. It was real good. I mean, it got a voted match of the year. But anyway, moving on. Then we have the IC title match. It's a triple threat match. With Penta, Rusev, and Dominic Mysterio. Um, this match was okay, very predictable again. I mean, like I said before, you had Penta, fighting Rusev, and Rusev fighting Penta, and then Penta fighting Dominic Mysterio, and then Rusev fighting Dominic Mysterio, and it's just going back and forth, 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 and everything. And then here we are, and the triple threat. Um, it was okay. The match was wasn't fire like I thought it was going to be. You know, um, I just needed more out of this match, and I wasn't getting it. Dom doing this, thing about cheating and stuff, and then sometimes he'll get caught up in this cheating or whatever the case may be, and yeah, Dom is getting kind of boring. Now I'll be glad when somebody takes the title from him because we need somebody that's actually going to do some stuff. I mean, at the beginning it was okay. It was kind of funny when he was with Liv Morgan and stuff was with the Judgment Day, but right now I think the Judgment Day is starting to play out. To me, it is. That's just my opinion. And if you don't agree, please subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. Let me know how you're feeling and stuff. But anyway, Dom in the match, Rusev and Penta's going at it. Rusev has Penta into the clutch, and the bell rings. But it's Dom ringing the bell. Then Dom grabs the hammer, and he goes into the ring. Rusev gets the hammer, you know, um, and he goes to hit Dom with the hammer, and he misses. Then Dom, throws Penta, into the ring corner and everything because Penta hit. Actually, it was Penta that had the hammer that hit Rusev in the head, and then Dom throws Penta into the ring corner and hit Rusev with with the frog splash, and wins. I mean, that's what that match was. I mean, it was. Yeah. I went to sleep through that one also. I mean, this is what they're giving us though, and it was just so predictable. And then we get this little segment with John Cena announcing that there's going to be a 16-man tournament, to see who he's going to wrestle in his last match um, at the next Saturday night main event, which will be held on December 13th, in Washington, D.C. Not this Monday, but next Monday, in Boston is when, in Cena's hometown, is when the tournament's going to start and stuff. And it's going to be with, guys from, I guess it would be Raw, SmackDown, NXT, TNA, and they would say there would be other people, but it was somebody that's going to be that John hasn't, wrestled in the ring. And more than likely, it's probably going to be Gunther. And I don't understand why it would be Gunther. I guess that's just how it's going to be. I kind of figured that, John Cena, he picked AJ Styles for a match. Why couldn't John Cena just go ahead and just pick somebody who he hasn't, wrestled, who he wants to leave off in the lead, when he's gone and stuff? Who is that going to be? Is it going to be Gunther, who got tapped out by Jey Uso? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, who is it going to be? And I'm hoping that maybe they'll throw something in there, and it could be a Carmelo Hayes. It could be a Trick Williams. I mean, who knows? We don't know. I'm just waiting to see who's going to be in this tournament and stuff, and just see how just see how it goes and stuff. But anyway, then we got Jey Uso against CM Punk. This match too was predictable, but I mean, I wouldn't have blamed if they given the title to Jey Uso. Hopefully he would have had a better reign. But anyway, you kind of figured Jay's been pretty busy, this year and stuff. And then CM Punk, CM Punk has actually, been screwed a lot in this year. And I'm glad to see that CM Punk did win the title. The match was pretty good. It was, it was what I expected. you know, now we'll just see how things go, as far as who's going to come after CM Punk, for that title. I'm sure we're going to hear more from Division and stuff, maybe something from Roman Reigns, you know, because I don't see LA Knight getting this title no time ever soon and stuff. I mean, it's just crazy how things have been going. I just, blame it on Triple H, the booking and the creative team. I mean, it's got to get better. It's got to get better. And it's not, it's not. But anyway, Survivor Series is around the corner. Right around the corner. Towards the end of November, I think it's on at the end of November is when Survivor Series is going to happen. And it's going to be interesting. See how they lead up and build up and ride up, or give something what's going to go on in there. But anyway, Saturday Night Main Event, I graded. I'm going to give it a C. It wasn't complete trash. It wasn't good, good, good. It was just average. So, anyway, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. If you agree with me, just leave a comment. Just leave a comment, let me know. And please subscribe. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. All right. Thank you for watching. God bless. Deuces. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.